We're capping off your Saturday on ICTV with the matchup of the week. It's the top-seeded RPI Engineers looking for win number 17, and they look to do it on the Bombers Senior Day here from the South Hill. And we welcome you inside Ben Light Gymnasium, everybody. Colin Martin, Cam Manna, Parker Hollandoner back down courtside. So glad you could join us in the three seniors. So glad for their careers. We'll honor Logan Wendell, Aiden Holmes, and Bryce Bleibtree here this afternoon. Had the swing, wants the swing. Holmes, well long. Wisink the tip. Second chance. Lasith, pump, and one. Lasith to the line for one more. Still at a 10-point lead. The Bombers have not led since the final 7 of the first half. Cabral inside. That's tough. 8 on the shot clock. Wendell's got to go to work. Jab step. Oh, Wendell. That's pretty. Buckets for Wendell. Bombers by 7. And what's so great to see is Coach Fareed's honesty about Cole Wisink. He missed 2 games via concussion. Fareed said, man, we actually really missed this guy and how impactful he was to winning basketball. Every coach talks about it. It's not always on the stat sheet. When you're on the floor, what's the impact you make? And Wisink makes a big one.
Some guys are just so vital in the cog of the machine that is your team that you almost don't miss them when they're gone. Sometimes you don't think about stuff until you lost it. When you miss Cole for 2 games, they are able to rack up some wins, but they weren't playing the level of Bomber basketball that you've learned to expect. When he's on the floor, you notice they play collected, they play smooth, and honestly, I think you just need him to run your game the way you want it.
The court right now for the Bombers. 2 guys with the experience in Holmes and Wendell, all guys with their first playoff appearance. 3-point shooting's not been there. Wendell's been there with 13. Still scoreless in this second half. Wendell fouls. 3rd against St. Lawrence. Foul trouble is going to be so crucial here in this second half.
100% will. At the end of the day, you just can't give the other team 3 trips to the line. St. Lawrence plays such a physical version of his own. They find themselves in foul trouble every once in a while. That can't happen against Ithaca when you're down by 10. You got to be able to keep your hands off.
The Bombers gave St. Lawrence 27 free throw attempts in their last meeting. SLU won that game. Wendell, you can't leave him that open. That's why.
Did you miss something? Wendell is right there. You got to stay near him. You got to be up in this guy's face. Instead, they're leaving him wide open. Are you kidding me?
16 points for Wendell, his 4th 3. The senior captain his playoff moment. Dudzinski wants an answer. Contact. Pender's towering. Finds the basketball. Coach Fareed talks about rebounding is the energizer push for a basketball team. Wendell. One more time. Well long, thought he was fouled. Tipped out of bounds, stays with the Bombers. Wendell, that was kind of a heat check, Colin.
That was definitely a heat check, but hey, at the end of the day, maybe you call it a little bit arrogant, but he was looking for the foul the whole time. He just wanted to send himself to the line. It's a deep shot, but with the way Wendell's playing right now, I'm not going to tell him no.
Now 7th all-time in scoring in a Bomber uniform. He's truly a legend. Wants to cap it off with a conference title come Sunday. 5 on the shot clock. Wendell's got to go to work. Steps in. Holy cow! He's been special here tonight.
Wendell almost capped off the miraculous 3-point floater. He's just an extra step in, but wow, he's starting deep, and he finds his way to make it a layup. That's some Wendell magic.
37-22, Bombers' biggest lead. Dudzinski, 0 for 5 from deep. McCauley the rebound, kicks to his twin, Aiden from deep. St. Lawrence can't find an answer. The free throw line could give him that slow and steady pace. That's where Gavin goes now. But Logan Wendell has fed off this crowd, has fed off the moment. It's been a moment he's been waiting for since 2022.
Once you taste a little bit of playoff success, you just want more and more. Logan hasn't been able to get that playoff win. We know when we look back at his legacy, we're going to call him one of the best scorers in Bombers history. We're going to call him one of the best individual players in Bombers history, but he's not satisfied until he gets it done in the playoffs.
Here's Gavin McCauley looking ahead 2 for 2 at the line. Chris Downs calls him and his twin brothers absolute dogs with a W.
D-A-W GS.
There you go.
I almost had it for a second, but the McCauley twins, I mean, I'm starting to lose my words because they just play the game so similar. I said it was like your older brother backing you down in the yard, but at the end of the day, it's really like an old man's game. If you like old-style hoops, the McCauley twins have been working on it for a long, long time. They know how to work together, and they know how to work in terms of the St. Lawrence defense.
And they hate to lose under Chris Downs. Holmes steps into a three. Book it! The captains have come to play. Holmes has 8.
You just bought 2 first-class tickets to Holmes Island when he is so far out. You think there's no way he can hurt me from there, but ouch, that one's good.
Bombers on an 11-2 run here on their home hardwood. Trey Soroka off the bench. May have been tipped. Was it a foul? They call a late foul. Goes against Wendell. Bombers team's 4th. And back to the free throw line are the Saints. Colin, take a look.
Soroka trying to get to the mid-range. I don't know. Wendell, he was closed out from so far away. The intention definitely wasn't to get up in his grill. He's been letting Soroka shoot all day. But I don't know. I think Soroka might have just sold it just enough.
Makes the first. 54% from the line. Not been his year from that strike. Been battling knee injury. Back for his 5th year. Goes 2 for 2. The Bombers have led for the majority of this whole entire game. St. Lawrence struck first. It's been all Bombers since.
Bombers hold on to that 14-point lead. We'll say it time and time and again. St. Lawrence, not a prolific offense. They have to keep within striking distance. Right now, it doesn't feel like they're really in it.
The Young Bucks, the Bombers, 3 for their last 4 from the fields. Holmes a big reason of that. Wendell's got 18. Penders, the sophomore out of Foxborough, Massachusetts. Holmes, he's feeling himself. Fouled and one! That's his playoff moment.
Ball's going over there. Nope, I still got it. Look one way, I'm going to go the other. What a shot. Dzinski is flying through the air. He's nowhere near him. Holmes walks up into it. Jamal Crawford-esque and one from 3.
Holmes told me about 3 weeks ago, his goal is for playoff basketball to pack those stands behind the hoop, behind Holmes. He's got that moment, and he's got a shot that got this place bumping on a Friday night.
Ben Light Gymnasium, Holmes, sweet Holmes. He lives it up here. The fans love him, and for good reason, Cam.
Can't convert the and one. Bombers 4 for 7 from deep in this second half. Soroka, nice feed. Anderson not there. Off of the Bombers and McKiernan. Quick look at this one more time on the Bombers' end. McKiernan there, some tough defense. Take a look at Holmes' one more time. And one from 3.
I could watch it all day, Cam. That is a gutsy shot.
St. Lawrence inbounds, they have that 20. Ada McCauley, one of the most successful players in the conference. Soroka can't cash. Foul goes against McKiernan. Loose ball foul. Klowissink has that confused look on his face. Sticks here with St. Lawrence.
Cam, what I'll say, Soroka is such a talented player. He's fighting through adversity, but when you're open in the mid-range like that, I'm telling you, there is a reason that's not the look he needs.
Swing pass to McCauley. St. Lawrence needs a bucket. They've been scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Not going to change. 1 for their last 8.
For St. Lawrence offense, even when all goes right, it goes wrong. You finally get a good look. You're right around the lane, and you just miss it wide open. Can't have that.
Off of Padilla. Dan Anderson loves it. Going St. Lawrence's way, 43-26. Media timeout. Clock winding down. One team playing Sunday. Right now, it's been all Bombers from Ben Light.